So the game will be for players that are not casual players.
I don't have time to play epic games for 6 hours. So that's why I really like this game.
Rise of the Wastelands offers a cutthroat 4X experience within 2 hours without compromising on fun, variety and player interaction.
A 4X game without a big setup. It's playable for 2 to 4 players and it still has you captivated on the edge of your seat while battling it out against the opponents.
Yeah, the story is that in the near future, like around 100 years from now, there's gonna be this meteor shower that's gonna hit the Earth really badly, destroying pretty much everything and killing almost everyone. So the remaining survivors are gonna start gathering in some of those ruined cities and trying to rebuild society somehow. But after a few years, they're starting to run out of resources. So yeah, they have to, or they need to adventure within the Wastelands, which is this area that was badly hit by the meteors, but now it started to be more walkable, let's say, so people can actually go there and try to find the other ruined cities to try to get resources out of it. But of course, all the factions that are around in that area, they're trying to do the same, so you are going to be competing against them to get those resources. The goal of the game is to spread your influence over the other players, because what you want is to rule over these wastelands. And the way you actually do that is that you have some achievements that are dealt randomly at the beginning of the game, and then you have these tokens here on your player board that they indicate they are influence tokens. So whenever you meet the criteria on one of those achievements, you just claim it, and at the whenever the turn is back to you, then you just this goes away, and then you can influence another player. Like, for example, I'm going to influence this player, which is going to have some negative consequences. Whenever a player gives away 5 of those tokens, then that triggers the end game, and the other players will have an extra turn, and then the game will be over. And then the player has given away more of those influence tokens will win. 4X game in a short or in a condensed way. So actually a 4-player game should last less than 2 hours. It's for 1 to 4 players. So these 4X games, of course, are for players who like those strategy games. It's not heavy game because, as I said, it's short. Complexity kind of medium, I would say, rather than very complex, even though there is a lot of stuff going on your player board. Once that you start playing, it's quite simple. The game will be for players that are strategy games that they are not necessarily hardcore players, but for also hardcore players that they don't want to spend 5 hours in a game. This also would work perfectly for them. I think it has the theme, the mechanics and everything will be pretty appealing. So yeah, this is the retail version, so it's the cheapest version that we're gonna get, and it's gonna be everything wooden components. In the Kickstarter, we're also gonna have the deluxe version, which is gonna be everything with plastic miniatures, and that's gonna be, of course, a more expensive version of it. So, well, that process started around like 6 years ago, so it was a long process, and the main idea came once that I was playing Catan, and I was thinking like, oh, I would really like to attack that guy, and so of course that was not possible, so I was thinking, oh, maybe I can try to do like a version of Catan where you also can attack players. So the first versions were more like a mix between Catan and Risk. That changed a lot because, of course, a lot of things will not work out. There were a lot of units on the board, there were way more resources and everything, but the core things were kind of there. Like, you had a city that you can grow, you have a map that you can explore because it's not revealed at the beginning, and you have resources that you have to manage. So those things were kind of from the start, but the rest around it was quite different. There were a lot of iterations on the way. Before there were like way more things going on, but yeah, at the end, once that you play test them, you realize, oh, these things don't work, these things take too long, their things are not just fun. So yeah, things pretty much changed a lot. Once I also got to know the people from the Amsterdam Board Game Design, there are other designers there could help you out to design, to ask questions, to test your game. Things starting to ramp up. I really like what I got. I think was having the core ideas and mechanism that I was having in mind at the beginning. So very happy with that, and also with all the artwork that I was able to get from the people we hired from that I think that really improved also the look and feel of the game. Yeah, our goal is to have it in the first quarter of next year, of 2025. I know how a lot of games tend to stretch that a lot, like 1 or even 2 years before they're able to deliver. So yeah, the game is pretty much done. It doesn't really require more effort. Yeah, we are planning to have several stretch goals. Some of them are more, let's say, simple, or more like improvement of the materials or the look of some of the current components, but other things will be like new things that will be added into it. So those things are more surprise, let's say. But yeah, we're going to have a mix of both, of improvement in some of the components and then extra stuff that's going to be added to the game.
Yeah, I wanted to publish this game because I found it very interesting from the beginning. Yeah, I'm super confident that this game will do well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone into this. My own game is a science fiction game, so this is something that really appeals to me, and also the speed of the game really appealed to me, because I really like to play epic games, epic 4X games, but I don't have time to play epic games for 6 hours. So that's why I really like this game. In 2 hours, you can have the same epic experience as you normally have. A big difference between a normal publisher and what I'm trying to do, I'm really trying to do something together with the designer, instead of just saying like, okay, you have a game and then I will put a different theme on it and put it out in the world. I want to keep it as a design as Jesus intended it to be, and keep it in the spirit of what he wanted. And I think that made it a better product, because at the beginning I was like, oh, I have an idea for an art style, but he already had his own ideas about it. And I think we really came together on that front. And that was a big part, not only because of the gameplay, but also because of the interesting process of creating this game that really prompted me to work on this. How many hours did we play this game? I have no idea. We should have no, we shouldn't. I'm glad we didn't track it. I don't know, we've been to so many conventions and played it with so many different people. So already conventions alone, it's hundreds of hours, I think. And playtesting, we playtest twice a month with the Amsterdam Board Game Design Group, and this game has come on the table, well, quite often actually, at least once a month. So you test it with other people, and I know that Jesus has a core group of people that he tests with every week. So I couldn't say. Too many hours. But you have to test. Otherwise games don't work. Games aren't algorithms that you can put into an Excel sheet or something. You really have to test and see the faces of the people and how they respond. So that's it. I think every hour was worth it, but that's a lot of hours.